This is a very interesting little animal. Again, just a baby. Hatched here about, just jumped into your camera. About 2 weeks ago. You want to be in pictures, don't you? He's a ham, that one. The crested gecko. Can't make this stuff up.
Welcome everybody, Jungle Bob's Reptile World. Plus.
You can tell he's a male from that big high crest there. One of our #1 pets for young children. Again, these animals stay kind of small.
This is Jungle Bob, and his store is unlike anything around. Specializing in reptiles, amphibians, and other exotic creatures, there is nothing normal about this store. You never know what you'll find sitting on the counter or walking around the floor. Collecting and caring for these creatures has been a lifelong adventure for him.
Yeah, well, this whole thing started for me. Again, I was born in the city. City kid, came out to Long Island way back when it was still very rural, and there were an awful lot of wildlife running around. But as a youngster in the development, people didn't know who I was yet, and I was sitting there one day on the front lawn, and a bunch of kids are screaming in the yard next to me, and I was like, what's all that uproar, and what comes cutting through the hedgerow? A little garter snake. And I'd never seen one before, being from Manhattan. But there was something about it that, #1, everybody was screaming that it was coming their way. They were running away from it in fear. But I had no fear of it. I walked right over and picked it up. It promptly bit my finger, which made the kids in the neighborhood think I was a little bit crazed. I felt that emotion. I felt that rush. My mom came running out of the house. My mom was from Brooklyn. And she's like, what the heck is that? Figuring it's a rattlesnake or a cobra or something that's going to harm me. But it was just a harmless snake. And from that moment on, I really got this fascination with these creatures. And
owning and operating a pet store is only one of the many things he does. He also teaches the public about these misunderstood animals, in addition to talking about conservation.
Spent a good part of my youth traversing Long Island looking for different species and specimens. And I found them all, I think, in my youth. But now that I started traveling internationally, we started finding animals like Castro in the wild that really sparked my fever for this conservation movement that I'm on to try to save some of these creatures, because they're endangered in a lot of areas, including Long Island. Habitat's just disappearing here. There's no place for them to go.
The animals in his care range from the big to the very small. He takes his job serious, but he doesn't mind joking around with his coworkers.
All computer systems have bugs, but our computers have special types of bugs. In this case, an arachnid, 8-legged tarantula. Another misunderstood creature. Say hi, Rosie.
Or taking time out to interact with his customers.
You're going to cross this off your life list. You finally held the tarantula after all these years.
Okay, as long as he don't curl up my neck.
No, he's not going to go for your jugular, I promise.
Okay.
At least he hasn't in years past. But
Oh, hang on. It could be the first, right?
It could be the first. If you feel something like that, let me know.
He sits down with his team to talk about their traveling reptile show, where they educate children about his favorite types of animals and dispel any myths or misunderstandings about them.
The unloved, the unusual, the unknown, next on Jungle Bob. 8 legs and 8 arms, that makes him an arachnid, right? It's to make a pee-pee, right, in the snake's mouth. If you ate lollipop, you'd have a blue tongue, but otherwise you would not.
Drink Gatorade.
He uses his encyclopedic knowledge and natural entertainment skills to hold the attention of this group of kids and hopefully teach them some information at the same time.
Right up, and the mammal still doesn't suspect anything because you're not very smart, are you? Right, mammal? You're a mammal, you're gonna get eaten. And the alligator will grab on with his arms and his legs. He'll put his tail like an S, and he'll spring out, bam, and he grabs the mammal, and he pulls him down into the water. You gotta go down to the water. And what happens then?
He jumps in.
Does he just chew him up and swallow him?
He drowns him.
He drowns him. He holds him under the water.
Okay.
And you're toast, right?
Yes.
Okay, good boy.
Are you still talking?
He tries to involve the kids in his show as much as he can, letting each child touch the animals or even wear them.
This guy was born in captivity, and he doesn't look at any of us as a food source. He's not going to try to eat us, right?
For these kids, this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but for Bob, it's just another day in the urban jungle.